Yo.
Y'all get inside already?
I'm gonna open up the door and walk in.
Oh, okay. She said that the neighbors park there sometimes, so it might be one there. And she also said that the brother that goes in and out found some homeless people and he has to run them out.
There was homeless people in this house?
Yeah.
When was this?
Assuming like last week or something.
I'm gonna walk in, man. Hopefully I don't walk into homeless people.
You're by yourself?
Nah, I got Don with me. Don will back me up.
Don's here. Just the camera.
Put that in there. I'm buying this house for $18,000. The problem is it gets foreclosed in 3 days. So this one we got through Elevate, right? Elevate's the company that calls for us, and we come across this property. This property is worth $200,000, and the seller is getting foreclosed in 3 days. Target list, we target pre-foreclosures, meaning this house is getting foreclosed, and we knew that. Our goal was to make them a cash offer. However, our cash offer is gonna be lower than what they owe. Now keep in mind, this house is actually worth 200 grand. She owes 135 grand. She actually said we can just have the house if you take over the payments, and that's what we're gonna do. It's behind 18 grand. I'm gonna show you guys how to stop a foreclosure the right way too. When we come to the house, you see these tags in this lockbox was not done by the seller, and it wasn't done by us. Whenever a house is in foreclosure and nobody lives here, they actually come out, switch out the locks because they wanna secure their investment. So we got a authorization form to call the bank, to get the payoff, to get the reinstatement letter, and we actually called the bank and we told the bank, hey, give us the combo because it's still our house. They did, and now we're about to walk it for the first time. Hello?
Yo.
Hello? I mean, I thought it was all emptied out. I didn't know this was in. Ew, stinks. But that being said, obviously nobody lives here. That means the water's off, the light's off. This property probably been winterized. First thing you do, always make sure you're here by yourself. Hello? Nobody's here. So I guess they're coming through here, right? This looks recent, so I don't know. The bank could be doing this too, but when was this happening? It looks worse than what it is. It's just a bunch of trash, right? Just a bunch of trash, but I look more for the bones of things. The crazy part is I don't know who did this. It comes to my mind, who took out the carpet and put it in the living room. AC's intact, it looks good. It's like somebody went to all the rooms and took out the carpet and put everything in the hallways and stuff. So the house is worth 200 grand. She owes 135 grand on her loan. She's behind $18,000. And again, she said, you guys can have it. I'm done with this house. Please give me $1,000 so you guys do whatever you want. We're all in 19 grand. With closing costs, we'll be in at 20. The hard part is, one, now that I'm here for the first time, it needs a little bit of work. Nothing crazy. It's a lot more cosmetic. It looks worse than what it is. Two, it gets foreclosed in 3 days. That means I need to call Allison with Tipton Law Firm and say, hey, stop what you're doing. Let's do a title search because this needs to get closed in 1 business day because we need to get the seller on board and we got to send the money to the bank so we can make sure that it does not go to foreclosure because I would hate to lose $60,000 of equity because we couldn't close in time. In order to stop a foreclosure, we need a few things. The very first thing we need is what they call a reinstatement letter. A reinstatement letter is actually word for word and exactly how to stop the foreclosure, meaning this is the amount needed to close. This is how you got to send it. It needs to be certified funds and you got to get there a day or two before foreclosure day. So this will mean foreclose in 3 days. By the next day or two, you got to make sure the bank actually receives it in time so they pull it from the foreclosure list. That we had more time, we can just do more of the traditional method way. But this house, just because there's so much equity, we're gonna rush the title, which is Allison, take the 18 grand, send it to the bank, and when it's all said and done, we'll give the seller her $1,000 that she wants, and now we own the house. That's worth 200 for 130 grand. One of the problems that you can have when you try to close a deal in 3 days is one, the numbers that you need accurately to send to the bank. Two, underwriting a deal and know your exit strategy, what you can do with the house. Three, if you move fast and the title company's not doing what they're supposed to do, they can miss something because we're rushing everybody. Nobody wants to be rushed when they're doing work. When you're buying a house, you shouldn't be buying it in 3 days. However, you know what you're doing, you know the numbers, you have the right team in place, you have the right attorney in place. It can be done, but everyone who needs to stop a foreclosure in 3 days, I would always recommend doing a TRO, which is a temporary restraining order, which will get a real estate attorney to say, hey, we need more time because we're working on something. Versus this one, we're trying to get it done in 3 days, and that's really ridiculous. And now we just finished walking the house. I have my idea what my rehab's gonna be. It's actually not as bad as I think. It smells in there, it's bad in there, but most of it is just trash really, and it's cosmetics, which makes me a little more happier because spending 18 grand just to do this deal and putting more rehab on top, I'm thinking I can actually get away with 10 grand rehab. So 18 plus the 10, we're all in 28, plus the closing costs and giving the seller the $1,000 she wants. We're gonna be all in 30 grand on this deal. After we rehab it, our next thing is to sell it owner financing to a family can't qualify traditionally. They'll put 30 grand down, and we'll recoup our money, and now we got this family taken care of, and a new family moved in, and they're happy because they're buying their house for the first time. If you like these type of videos where I actually break down real deals in real time, subscribe for more.